Hey guys, did you miss me? I missed me too. I'm Carol from Over 50, making it better, hopefully. And RV Butterfly of Reselling and Thrifting. I can't forget my other channel. Okay, guys, so let me tell you a story. I've been so busy. I really have. I mean, you guys know, we all have so many doctor's appointments. Bert has vascular dementia. My son has grandma seizures. And then me, I haven't figured out what all is wrong with me yet. I don't have any time. Anyway. We've been going to a lot of appointments. We've been doing a lot of things. We've been trying to straighten up our inventory. We've been ordering inventory that hasn't got here yet. And so I haven't been able to do much on my other channel either. I listed some brooches that I had got at an estate sale before. On a short this morning on my other channel, RV Butterfly. But anyway, all that to the side, the last 3 days I haven't been able to walk very good. So let me tell you that story. Actually, I haven't been able to walk, period. I had to use a cane. Back when I was about 8 years old, I'm almost sure I was about 8, for no reason, I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. My right leg was just, it was like it wasn't there or something. They ran a whole bunch of tests, my mom told me, because I didn't remember, you know. They ran a whole bunch of tests and it stayed that way for several weeks, and they never found anything that would have caused it. Never. So, that's when I was 8 years old. I'm 67 now. I'll be 68 February 20th. Okay, so that was a long time ago. However, when I was in my 40s, I wanted to start riding horses because when I was younger, I had younger kids I couldn't do for myself. Basically, I was working all the time, going to college, and never really had any money left over. So I had finally bought me a horse. I hadn't ridden since I was a kid, and I only rode friends' horses periodically. So I wasn't like no star rider or anything. But anyway, this man sold me a horse, beautiful horse. The husband I was with at the time, he really didn't have no, I don't know, incentive about horses. I mean, he could care either way. So I got mad one day and thought I was going to go ride this horse all by myself because she'd been doing nothing but sitting in the pasture and, you know, nobody wanted to go riding with me. So I went to go ride her. Now, keep in mind, I rode this horse, and so did two of my daughters when we bought it. And my youngest daughter, she was real small, and she rode this big old horse, and she told me, Mom, you need to get him because I don't like that horse you're getting. You know, now she was only about 8 years old at the time herself. I said, well, I think he's a little bit too big for me, blah, 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 you know. I had a bad, I had a thing that you couldn't get hurt on a shorter horse like you could on a bigger horse, okay, from falling or whatever. All right, so that was stupid. But anyway, so I went to ride Lucky. And Lucky was supposed to be a bomb-proof kid's horse, okay? So I went to ride her, and she wasn't horrible, okay? She wasn't horrible. But what happened is I was riding on pavement, and we were going towards a highway, a busy highway. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the highway in Texas called Highway 69. So this happened when I was here living in Texas before. But anyway, all of a sudden she just took off. I mean, she just took off. She put the bit in her mouth and she was gone. I tried to do everything I read about and nothing was going on. I was afraid I was going to get hit by a semi. And I did remember the one rain stop where you pull, whichever way you want, I guess. Only that way so that they'll slow down or stop or whatever. So she did. She went into the bushes. Well, in the bushes, you couldn't see because there were so many bushes that there was a pond. So she dumped me off into the pond. So I got a hold of her. I was soaking wet. She was soaking wet. And I took her back to the pavement. I wasn't hurt yet. I took her back to the pavement. And I went to get on this horse. And the saddle slipped. And when it slipped, I landed right down on the flat of my feet. I don't know how it happened, but it broke my tibia bone, my kneecap, and my ankle. So, needless to say, the only thing I could do for myself was hold on to the horse and sit there in the floor in the middle of the street and hope somebody I knew came by because I wasn't too awful far from the house. Well, it just so happened one of my daughter's friends drove up in a car full of kids, and they jumped out and said, "Hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah." Make a long story short, they went back, got my husband. One person led the horse back to the paddock where I lived, and my husband came, lifted me up, got me in the car, and took me to the hospital. They were waiting for me there, and they had an intern to come outside, and he said, "I'm going to have to pick you up," and he said, "This is not going to feel good." He said, "I'm so sorry." So he did, and it didn't feel very good at all. Of course, I was so deliriously in pain, it didn't really matter, I guess. So he got me in there, and I had riding clothes on, like riding stretch pants, and like jeggings. And they literally had to cut them off of my leg because my bone was not sticking outside the skin on the right side of my knee, on the right side of the right knee, but you could see it. So they gave me something for pain. I remember that. And the next thing I know, I was in a room and they were telling me I was going to have to go to get surgery. And that I broke my leg in several places and they had to rebuild my knee and all this and that. I was so messed up from whatever they gave me. I was like, okay. Sounds like me anyway. So all I remember is afterwards I was 6 months in a wheelchair. And a lot of people forgot about me and left me outside. And I couldn't get back in the house. But anyway, that's another story. But but this is the same leg that I had trouble with as a kid. Go figure. So they had to rebuild my tibia, rebuild my knee, my kneecap, and fuse my ankle. Which, just for an aside, I broke again on vacation, the ankle. And they had to repin it. Okay, but anyway. My life has been so eventful, guys, that if I sat here, I could tell you stories all day, and you would say, why in the hell is this lady so cheerful and sitting here and ain't sicker than she already is? I'm serious. That's how bad it's been. But anyway, We'll get to that sooner or later. So the last couple of days, it started during the night where, my leg was hurting. And I noticed that after the surgery, a couple of months after the surgery on my leg, they had to go back in my knee and unscrew a real titanium screw in their office, okay? They made a little hole in my knee, in my skin, by the knee, and they actually unscrewed it with a screwdriver. He told his nurse to go get the screwdriver. I thought he was just trying to make me laugh, but the screw was backing out. So they had to take that one screw out. So basically, that's what they did. They unscrewed it and took it out right there. Okay, that was years ago. So it's not something I'm dreaming of that some of the hardware may have fallen apart, because it happened before. However, I don't know what they're going to do about it. I mean, all I know is the back of my knee, the bend, it has been so bad. And it got worse during the night a few nights ago, and I had to get up to go to the bathroom, and I was literally trying to hold on to things because I didn't want to wake up Bert, because once he's up, that's it. So I made it to the bathroom. Now, I had a cane sitting here from when I had my ankle broke that second time. But it was way in the front room by the front door, because I usually bring it with me if I'm going to be walking a lot, like at a flea market or something like that, because really and truly, I can't walk very good anyway, very long, let's put it that way. I can do grocery shopping and my leg will be swollen by the time I come out. But, so anyway, I've been using my cane for the last 3 days, and it seems to be a little bit better today. However, I take BC powders. If you know what those are like aspirin powder. And since I have bad kidneys, I really shouldn't be taking that. But they had given me some pain pills way, back. And they were non-NSAIDs, okay? If you know what that is, it's like you can't, when you have kidney problems, you can't take anything ibuprofen, anything anti-inflammatory. However, I'm still a stage 3 with my kidneys, and sometimes I do still take BC powders because that's the only thing that works. Well, I decided when I went to the doctor this last time that I better take the pain pills they gave me instead of the NSAIDs, because they said my kidneys got a little bit, they went backwards. I don't know how that happened, but they said that they were getting better, but they went backwards. So I said, okay, well, I guess I better just take a pain pill here and there and, for my leg. So anyway, I didn't do it though. I took the pain pill, but it didn't even work, and I said, oh well. So I've been sitting here in pain and what have you, and calling the doctor, talking to the doctor, but, and using my cane. And I could get around that way in least amount of pain. But that one night, I couldn't even get to the bathroom, and it hurt so bad for me to just try to sit on the toilet. Seriously. And I was trying to make it in here in the front room to get my cane in case I had to get up again, and I was in so much pain, I just went back to bed. When Bert got up the next day, because I couldn't even go back to sleep. I mean, it hurt so bad no matter which way I laid, and I said, screw this, and I came in here, Hopalong Cassidy, and got me a BC powder, and it started feeling a little bit better. So that's what I had to do. So I only took one, and I noticed that day it started feeling just a little bit better. So I figured there's inflammation from one of those screws or plates, because I have 16 screws and 4 plates in my leg. So I figured that maybe I had some inflammation from the screws or the plates rubbing, I don't know. So what I did is I took another BC that night and made sure I ate something first. And it started to feel a little bit better. So I ended up in the morning, I was still on my cane, and it started feeling better without anything, so I just didn't take one. I ended up taking one this morning just as a precaution that if there is anti-inflammation in my leg, that it'll help more and that'll be it. But they're going to do a bone density test on me on Tuesday, because about when I had my ankle broke that second time, they had told me at the ER that I needed to get a bone density because my bones were kind of brittle from medicine that I was taking for my stomach, that nobody told me that you had to take vitamin D along with it or it would screw up your bones. But anyway, so I did go get the bone density test, and now I have a new one I have to get. I haven't had one in 2 or 3 years. And Medicare will only pay for you to have one once every 2 years. So yeah, I go again the 20th, I think. I go again for a density test. But I'm trying to get them to maybe take a x-ray of my bad leg and see if anything is flopping around in there, because that's what it feels like. It feels like something else came loose, whether it be a screw or a plate. And, I've lost a lot of weight this last year. I'm talking 100 pounds, okay? Because when I quit smoking, I gained a lot of weight. But that's the first time I gained weight in my whole life, except getting pregnant. Then I lost it right away. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys forever, but I did want to jump on here, and I did want to tell you that I have not forgot about anybody, and I am just trying to get back into the stride of things, so we will see what happens. So, let me know in the comments how your holidays were, how you're doing, what's up, what's happening, let me know. Yeah, I love talking to you guys. And if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. We would love to have you. And please make sure to share me out. Commenting is always good. Yes, all those things help my channel. Eventually, I'll get up there somehow. I love all you guys. You have a wonderful week. Or rest of your week. It's Wednesday already. Lord have mercy. See, when I'm in pain, forget it. I don't even know what day it is. I love y'all. God bless. Bye.